What's your name?
Laura.
Surname?
Croft.
I had a blast making this movie.
Uthaug est un homme heureux. Le réalisateur norvégien fait en effet ses grands débuts sur la scène internationale avec le reboot de Tomb Raider.
I grew up on American blockbusters, watching movies like Indiana Jones movies. So it was always a dream to one day make a movie like that. You have a lot more resources, have a lot of more toys to play with, and the opportunity to kind of really create the images that you have in your mind. I felt I had a real freedom in this movie to create the movie I wanted. I came in and pitched my take on this, and that's what we made.
Il faut dire que Uthaug semble être un choix logique pour cette adaptation du reboot vidéoludique des aventures de Lara Croft, qui se concentre sur les débuts de l'aventurière, avec un récit qui s'apparente au survival, genre dans lequel le cinéaste s'est illustré à plusieurs reprises.
I think it's something liberating with going to the movies and see someone overcome great dangers or hurdles and really kind of rise to the challenges that they are put through. And I think that's really what Lara is doing in this movie, is she is becoming the Tomb Raider she was meant to be.
Un principe narratif qui impose que le personnage quitte ses oripeaux de pin-up numérique pour être plus incarné. Ainsi, à l'opposé de la pétroleuse suffisante interprétée jadis par Angelina Jolie,
I'm just not that kind of Croft.
la Lara Croft nouvelle génération est présentée dans le premier tiers du film comme une perdante sans le sou.
This is something that I worked with the producers and the screenwriter on to kind of create this emotional connection to Lara.
I'm glad that you did.
I think it's important to also see our heroes fail and to see how they pick themselves up and keep fighting. And I think that's how you really invest in a character, and it also makes her feel real.
Autre volonté du réalisateur, impliquer au maximum son actrice, l'excellente Alicia Vikander, dans des scènes d'action tournées en live, ce qui est malheureusement parfois un peu gâché par des effets numériques peu convaincants.
We put her in the middle of everything, so she's hit with water cannons and wind machines, and she's running and jumping and diving, and she's rolling around in the mud fighting. The night we were shooting her kind of crawling up from the ocean onto the beach of Yamatai, which we had created on the backlot in Cape Town, and the winds were howling in the middle of the night, and that was the day her parents came to set, and she was turning blue in her face, so that night I felt a bit bad for her.
Death is not an adventure.
But it was important to get that authentic feel to it, that she was doing it and that we were doing as much as possible for real and not with CG and green screens.
Il demeure la grande question de la fidélité aux jeux vidéo, le cinéma et l'industrie vidéoludique n'étant jusqu'à présent jamais parvenus à un mariage harmonieux.
Well, we always had the video game in the back of our mind, but it was important to us that this movie felt like its own entity and didn't take too much from the game, but we wanted to give the fans a little bit of respect. We know how much they enjoyed the games and Lara as a character, so it was important to give them small Easter eggs that they would enjoy.
I'll take two.
Parmi ces clins d'œil aux joueurs, il y a notamment quelques plans repris tels quels, comme ce beau travelling avant dans la forêt.
For that we used a wire cam, so we attached wires between trees and then the camera is flying on that wire after Alicia.
Reste que là où le jeu vidéo était interdit aux moins de 18 ans, le film opte pour un traitement quasi tout public.
For me, this was the correct tone of this movie. It's supposed to be a fun action-adventure movie, a real kind of roller coaster ride for the audience, and I didn't want any gratuitous violence to take away from that experience.
Un choix qui reste à notre sens discutable, puisqu'il contribue à empêcher ce Tomb Raider de totalement concrétiser des intentions pourtant excellentes. Voilà, le meilleur du Grand Frisson, c'est terminé pour aujourd'hui. Mais on se retrouve dans une semaine pour un nouvel épisode best-of.
Knew what it was going to be, and that it would require a real harsh element of commitment.